Alright guys, the next step is going to be the charging of the case, the charging of the round. So we're going to put powder in, and this step is the most important because you do not want to put too much powder because you'll blow your hands off, you'll mess up your barrel. But you also do not want to undercharge where you could actually, what would happen if you undercharge? The round will, the casing will not eject. The round will go out, but the casing will not eject. And that could be also dangerous because what if your round gets stuck? If you really undercharge, so you got to really make sure that you put enough powder, you put the right amount of powder, and you pay attention to what the hell you're doing. Most reloading manuals, they're going to tell you there's going to be a starting load, which means the lowest amount that you should use. Doesn't mean that's the correct amount, so doesn't mean that's the perfect amount. You have to just try it out. If you want to try the starting load and then work your way up to whatever the maximum load is and just see what's right for you, that's one of the best ways to go. It really depends on your firearm. If it has a single recoil spring or a dual recoil spring, that it all depends how heavy the slide is, the grain of the bullet. My recommendation is get a good reloading guide and get a second one to back it up, because most likely it's going to be different. And if like the powder I got, it's ball powder, and it actually has a website where you could go and you could get the measurements for whatever grain bullet you're using. And let's get started. So we got the thing in frame. That's a RCBS 505 scale, and I already got this one pre-measured out, and I'm using almost near the maximum load. And I gotta apologize because I know when I started the series I was reloading 9mm, but I kind of got carried away on my own, so that one's already toast. That one's already, let me show you. That's all the 9mm right there. Nickel and brass mixed up. And I got some more that I was going to take to the range today. Over here, just a little bit. I was going to shoot it out of the M&P Shield. So, it's not going to make that much difference on the process. It's not going to make any difference really, except for the powder. But you're not going to copy what I'm doing anyways, because you're going to be responsible and you're going to do your own charge. So the way I'm using the 505 scale, and this process takes a very long time, very long time. And how it works, you just you put whatever your measurements are, and then when your weight is, when it's at the exact weight in the little teacup right here, it's gonna be on 0 on that side right there. You don't need to dial it in or anything. That's the good thing about mechanical scales. They're pretty much right on, unless something's broken on it. That's the thing I don't like about the digital scales. Not saying there's something wrong with the digital scales. Well, I don't like the digital scales with that take batteries, because they got issues when they start getting low. So what we're going to do, see, that's at 0 now. That means that's the exact load right there. Gonna put that in the case, and we're going to set it to the side. Usually I use this reloading block, and just make sure you keep them separate. So we're going to use a reloading block. Let me do one more, and then we'll get to the next step. And they sell tricklers. They sell this. There's different companies that sell actual digital scale with something that trickles it out for you, and then when it gets the precise weight, it just stops. That works out pretty good. I'm actually planning on getting a progressive press pretty soon, and that one, with the pull of the handle, it charges the case by itself. So I actually think that's going to be a lot better. Okay, and we'll be right back. Let me do these few other rounds. Alright, the next step we're going to do, we're going to seat the bullet in. And how this one works, I don't know if you can see it. Get a better angle. You see that in there? That right there? That pushes the bullet in. And how it's going to work, this part right here is that part inside. And the same thing as the last step, when you open the mouth of the case, you're going to put it in. As you see, this one I have adjusted almost halfway. And it's going to go in. And what it's going to do, it's going to push. So you can go all the way in, you can just drop it in. There's nothing, this part's not going to touch it. It's only that part inside. So you're going to keep on adjusting it until it pushes your bullet enough. So just when you first do it, take this thing all the way out and then slowly bring it down until it touches. Okay, let me do it so you get a better idea. Confuse the hell out of you. Like I was saying before, these RCBS are real good just because the dies have that little locking ring on there. So I don't have to really mess with it after the first time. So what we're going to do, we got our cases right here that have the powder in. We're going to get our bullets. Back you up just a little bit. Okay. So we're going to put our case in with the gunpowder. And we're going to grab the bullets. These ones are 100 and, what are these? 180 grain round nose. And since we belled the mouth, it sits in there real nice. And then when you're doing it, you're going to put it in there, and then you're going to adjust this black thing down. You're going to put this thing all the way up. This thing all the way up. And then you're going to adjust it down until it touches, and then the same thing, you're going to bring it down and do it a little bit more. And you need to get it like this one right here. So see how much that bullet sticks out? You're going to have to keep on measuring. You're going to have to keep on using either the digital caliber or this one right here. I like this one better because, again, I don't have to worry about that battery if shit hits the fan. So I'm going to bring it down, and this one's already perfect. So you see, now what we're going to do, we're going to take our case out, take our bullet out, and I can just do a real quick side-by-side comparison. Alright, like I was saying, I got carried away right there and got off topic. But make sure that they're identical. You know, if you want the first few of them, I already know it's right on just because I can look at it. But see, this one's right here. Let me tighten it down. Okay. And this one is right on too. It's right in there. It's in the right size. You don't, on this step right here, you don't want it out too much, and you don't want it in too much. Because if you put it down, I'm pretty sure it's going to build more pressure because there's less space for the gunpowder to ignite. And I don't know if it's going to change the way it cycles in your gun. So let's pop these the rest of these out right here into the press. You know, on this one I'm going to I'm going to speed it up, so I'm going to shut up and just show you guys. Alright, we got those done. So the next step we're going to do, we're going to crimp the bullet.